Hello, my fellow nerds. So, Helluva Boss has a lot of songs, and I noticed a lot of them are actually really good and are songs that you would actually listen to regularly. But a lot of them violate the criminal sin of being way too short and not being full songs. And with the recent season coming to a close, I can finally make this video ranking all of them. Didn't you already make a video about this? Why, yes. Yes, I did. But it got nuked by the algorithm because of copyright, so I'll try to be more careful this time. Quick disclaimer that this is my opinion, and this is only up to the end of Season 2 of Helluva Boss, so if you're watching this from the future, I'm sorry. Also, none of the Has Been Hotel songs are in here because otherwise they would dominate the top of the list. And as the harsh song critic that I am, as seen by my Eurovision videos, I will be giving these songs a score. Yes, I will be overly critical. Yes, I will be nitpicky. Here's how I will be rating them. I will be rating these songs based on their music, lyrics, and performance. The music being how catchy and fitting it is, and how the voices are. The lyrics being how cheesy it is, how well the lyrics are written. Another portion of that score will be how often would I regularly listen to it. And then another couple points will go to how well it fits the scene or context. And lastly, performance will be judged on a variety of different factors. How fitting was it for the scene? How important is it to the plot? Is it replaceable or omittable? Does it portray the character well? Is there new lore or added info? And how well does it all come together? With that, let's rate some songs. Chaz time. Is this anyone's favorite Helluva Boss song? Anyone? Are there even any language dubs or covers of this thing? Understandably not. I don't know if I can even count this as a song. It's just a generic sexy beat with no rhyming lyrics. It's boring, bland, and I honestly forgot it even existed. It doesn't even rhyme! It's so disorganized and not catchy. It's kind of all over the place. It's hard to sing to, but it fits the scene and the character, so I have to give it something. It makes sense for this to be here, but does it have to be? It's a part of Chaz's character, sure, but it's not really too important. We already know Chaz is a horn dog. The song could have been removed or replaced with average dialogue, and we lose nothing, and it would have no impact on the scene. Honestly, it's a little bit overkill. Also, his voice is kind of annoying. I've never had a desire to listen to this song, and the vocals are nothing special. Music somewhat fits the scene, not really, no. It doesn't really fit the scene much, and it's kind of just there for background music. We do learn one thing from this song, and it's that Blitz is horny and wants to fuck a ghost, and that's it. But at the very least, it is not as bad as Chaz time. The banjo is a little catchy, but Moxine's voice is so grating here. It's funny, but it's not relatable. But it does its job, but it's still cringeworthy, but I think it's kind of supposed to be. Again, funny and important for the scene, but I just can't stand Moxine's voice and his cringe here. And the banjo really is the best part of the song.
I'm gonna fuck a ghost.
Speaking of ghost fuckers, back down at the bottom again, the only reason why it has even a double-digit score is because that Erica's voice is wonderful, and the music is at least somewhat catchy. Other than that, the lyrics and everything are all over the place. It's just a gag song that kind of does what it does. This song only exists to have Charlie's voice actress sing about wanting to fuck a ghost.
My lovely little monster.
The most forgettable song in the series, and that's because of the music. Good gracious, does it drag. The lyrics are not too bad though. The lyrics are really nice, and they're a little descriptive though, and it didn't really need to be here. I kind of kept wanting to fast forward through this entire song. The only reason why it plays so high though is because of the lyrics. They're really well written, but everything else about this song just a rotten pustule.
I hope you all did your homework.
It's supposed to be a filler song, but damn is it catchy. It does what it's supposed to do for a filler exposition song. And that's about it. But damn, this filler song does not deserve to be this catchy. The music slaps. Absolutely slaps. But the lyrics, they're kind of just what you're thinking about over and over and over again. Sometimes the music really doesn't fit the scene. and it doesn't do too much for the lore, the characters. It can be replaced with any other music and I'd feel nothing. The only reason why it's this high in the list is because it's an earworm. Or at least about half of it is. The thing with the Helluva Boss songs is most of the time, even if the lyrics you have no connection to, the music is normally very, very good and often gets stuck in your head. Day by Day is, I'm not gonna lie, very boring. The autotune gets old, and I almost didn't realize that this was a singing song until I was editing one of my videos. I didn't notice it because it's just so bland because of the music, but it's fittingly bland. It's kind of supposed to be bland because it's supposed to represent Solus's thoughts about how boring non-royal life is, and it still portrays well that Solus is depressed, but just does so in a very boring, mind-numbing way. It fits the scene and portrays Solus's thoughts well, but the auto-tune also gets very old, very quickly. It's a very catchy song. The beat and the rhymes have this song actually stuck in my head, but it can be easily replaced. The only reason why it exists is because this episode was a musical. Look at This is shockingly catchy. Even though it's supposed to be bad because of improv, it has gotten stuck in my head way too many times. It's just so fun and silly. That being said, it kind of was written to be terrible. And I guess it's kind of necessary to the scene, so I'll give it that. Just the cherub jingle. It's here to tell a story, and that's it. But it's pretty catchy. The best part is the music, especially after the beginning and the ending. The voices can be a bit grating, and the lyrics don't flow as well as IMP's, or at least it doesn't in the beginning, but I really like the little harmony though. And yeah, it could be replaced by any regular ad, but novelty is really unique, and it's supposed to be parallel with IMP's jingle. I originally had Bad Trip at a much lower score, but it's really grown on me over time, and it is just shockingly catchy. The music can be all over the place sometimes, but it makes sense for it to be. In most of the areas, it is very, very catchy. I don't know how it does this, but I guess the beautiful baritone from Blitz just saves so much of the song. It's very well composed. Not that I would put it on at a party, but it's well composed, and also it's funny as fuck. It fits the scene perfectly and tells us a lot. The musical theme fits. I don't know how much it counts as a song, though. Basically, the catchiness and the importance of this song in the scene, and the sick burns they give each other, is what gives this a decent score. Also, fun fact, the original was a completely different beast. Like, originally, in Blitzo's hallucination, Moxie turned into Bob Marley, and it wasn't nearly as edgy as what we got in the final product. Why is this catchy? This song is such a stupid song, but it does not deserve to be this catchy. It's an ad song, so it's not too high in the lyrical genius scale, but whatever lyrics it does have is absolutely hysterical, and it fits so well. Whoever's writing these lyrics to these songs, you deserve to write much more serious, much more better songs. I want to give props to whoever's writing these. And we learn more about Mammon and Fizz and the Fizzbots during the song as well, so it does give us some good exposition. This is a Christmas song. Surprisingly, the lyrics are not too cheesy, even though they are about murder. Honestly, whenever there's a parody song about murder, the lyrics can sometimes tend to be cringe, but this song has avoided all of that. It's a catchy Sinsmas song, but I didn't even notice it was a thing during the scene. So when the song came out on Vivzi's channel, I'm just like, is this a bonus song? It does its job as a Sinsmas song. The lyrics aren't too cheesy, and the music feels like a generic Christmas song that I can play in the background and have my parents be none the wiser. I knocked up some points on the music because it ends anticlimactically. It's pretty catchy though, but nothing compared to the other songs, but the harmonies are really great here. The lyrics, it's about Stryker. They're pretty funny, but nothing really I'd listen to. but definitely was a perfect choice for a background song. We could have gotten a similar result with just the mini-imps playing instruments, but we definitely would have lost a lot if that was the case.
Every day as I walk around camp, all of these girls follow me.
The music reminds me of an early 2000s Avril Lavigne Simple Plan kind of genre. Millie's voice sounds really great, but I did have to mark off a point for the screaming fangirls. Otherwise, that'd be a 10 out of 10 for music. The lyrics are pretty simple and plain though, and it could have been omitted with very little change to the plot. I don't think that it really speaks to Millie's feelings, and it's kind of just describing what's happening. It feels like a song, just to have a song, but damn is the music great, and that's what carried it to this score. Normally I find Moxie's singing voice kind of grating, but his voice actually fits here, and I do not mind it at all. This is also an incredibly catchy tune. It's very well written and cute. It's just cute. It's still a filler song, but it's a good, catchy filler song. The music's pretty nice and very smooth. It's a little cringe, but it's supposed to be on the lyrics. It's okay, it does its job. It's not jaw-dropping, nothing too much is added that's new. It's just a fun little song, but it's necessary for the scene.
I'll fucking die alone if this goes bad when I see him tonight.
Despite the music bouncing everywhere, it's really catchy. It's a hilarious song and something that I listen to, but I just wish the lyrics were a bit less, better maybe? I don't know, something just lacking with the lyrics. But it shows both characters' intentions well, which is what it needed to do. But you could kind of cut the song and be fine though, but this does add a lot of extra spice. Also, shockingly, Brandon Rogers' voice doesn't bring down everything like it normally does. This song has very beautiful lyrics. It flows very well. It has a very great performance. Everything kind of fits. Well, not as much as a lot of the other songs in this episode. It could have been easily omitted, but it does tell us a lot about these two's relationship. The only thing that kind of tanks it is Fizz's voice, but Ozzy's voice really carries it in this song. I just want to see a normal cover of this because Fizz's voice is kind of just grating for me. Gosh, this song is probably one of my favorites. The music is so epic. The lyrics are a little eh. The only thing that really drags this back is that the song is really replaceable and doesn't really tell us much. It's just kind of there as background music. I was honestly shocked because I originally thought this was going to be in my top 10. But the fact that it's very kind of irrelevant and it's just there to sound nice is kind of what drags it back. But I still love it. I really love this song. The thing that really tanks it though is the music. The music really drags and it makes it really forgettable. It's a song you have to listen to a couple of times and look up the lyrics to before it ends up on your playlist. Solas also goes a bit off key and it's a bit distracting. It kind of feels like Bryce kind of just tunes out for a moment. Caleb Hyles can do what he can in the cover, but something is just still missing. Maybe some more vibrant or dramatic background instruments would have really given it the kick it needs, or a build-up before a big break. The melody seems fine, it just feels like it's just missing something. It has so much potential though because the lyrics are beautiful, they're wonderful. They perfectly capture Stolas and his thoughts, feelings, and emotions. It's perfect for the scene. The rhymes are amazing. I admit I was taken aback a bit by the sudden singing, but the emotion in his voice is great and the overlay is perfect.
When you want somebody gone and you don't want to wait too long, call the immediate.
The classic, original IMP jingle. The music is so damn catchy, the harmony is great. It's still a commercial jingle, but it's a damn good one. It informs us on everything this business is about. It's the most iconic of the songs, and it really sets the tone for the series. One of the best songs that you can put in the pilot.
My world
The original key and harmonics work so well. I wish I could hear the episode version with the voices, but all we have is Sam Half's version. It's a wee bit edgy, but it's supposed to be. I love how edgy and self-aware they are. I love the lyric where it's like, "It's not a phase. Mom, I swear it's not a phase." It does its job in getting us into Via's edgy teenage mindset.
All aboard.
What can I say? It's catchy, it's sexy, it's chill. The lyrics are actually pretty funny, and they're absolutely perfect when you remember that she's a succubus. The performance is great, it just kinda mostly for filler though, and it's a song that's just really chill and catchy. 8s across the board. This song has committed the crime of being too short. It does go a bit overkill on how much it throws at you in those first few seconds though, and some of the lyrics are a wee bit cringe, and I know that's probably on purpose. Because I want to sing along to the song, and then I look at the lyrics and I'm just like, oh. It is a bit replaceable, but it does tell us a lot about Blitzo and Verosika's past relationship.
Let me explain, and I'm terrified.
Look My Way. The music drags a bit and is a wee bit bland. I think there could have been a better build-up to a stronger bridge, but this is still amazing. Bryce really pulled out all the stops on this performance. Flawless execution, flawless tone, amazing emotion. He really kicked it up a notch in this song. Everything else is there. The visuals, the voice, the lyrics. The refrain in the title seems a little bit off though. I think it could have been more impactful with a different refrain than just "Look My Way." Because, I don't know, it just doesn't seem to really fit too much. But it still does its job. It's not an episode, so I can't judge it on that, but everything else is flawless. We learn a lot about Stolas. We learn that the end game is coming. Stolitz is either going to become canon or die by the end of season 2. Honestly, didn't expect this to be up here. The entire video was amazing and shows that Vivzy saw the criticism of Show Don't Tell from Zoophobia and was like, okay, bet. That you can actually really see the passion she put into this animation though. 2 Minutes Notice. This is an incredibly catchy and relatable to anyone who has ever had a crappy boss. The beginning does drag a wee bit and doesn't quite fit well with Fizz's voice. Fizz's voice in general is just kinda but this one is the one time where his character voice doesn't ruin how pleasant it sounds except at the beginning. The melody is really great though. The key just brings me joy, and the oohs in the background, they just really hype you up. I don't even need to say it, this song was a plot point and executed incredibly well. Cotton Candy. A lot of people are probably wondering why I placed it so low on this list. The music is wonderful, no problems here, it's amazing and it gets stuck in your head. And I guess, stuck in your teeth. If Kesha did the music, okay, amazing. I did have to mark it down because of the lyrics. They're kind of cheesy and simple. Shining like the stars in the sky is the most overused lyric in English songwriting history. Come on, Kesha, you're better than that. And to put it in your chorus, oh. You could have just replaced Starlight with like Firelight or something like that, and it would have fixed the issue. It shows more creativity. Fire also fits for Hell because, wait, does Hell even have stars? Also, it feels more descriptive. But the lyrics aren't too much of an issue because the music is so damn good. Not too much was learned though during the song. It doesn't fit the character too much. If Monster Ball was here, this would be an absolute perfect scene. Because it doesn't really tell us too much about Bee, except that everyone likes her and that maybe she's a little conceited. I feel like it was kind of just to plug in Kesha's song and to do a Zoophobia homage. Which, hey, I don't mind. And now, everybody, we have made it to the final 10. Clown Bitch. Normally, I hate this genre of music, but this is fire. And so are the lyrics, except for, like, the refrain. You couldn't think of a better refrain than "I'm a clown, bitch." I get that it goes with the episode, and I still think it's really catchy, but it does kind of pull me out of like my own thoughts and reminds me, oh yeah, this is a Helluva Boss song. The full version does tie in the clown motif a lot better in the later verses. The disconnect is there, and it doesn't flow right in this regard, but that doesn't matter because, again, the music is absolute fire.
As the stars start to align,
You Will Be Okay. It's a little slow and quiet, but it's supposed to be. It's a lullaby, and I still love it. It fits as a lullaby and fits the scene. And in the full version, we get this perfectly tempoed build-up to this beautiful music crescendo. And it builds, and then it just releases, and then at the end it's just nice and beautiful, quiet. The music flows a lot better in the original one, honestly. But You Will Be Okay is a bit colloquial. I think Stolas would use a bit more fluffy words, but it still works here. Same with Bryce's voice here. Everything just fits, and it's a wonderful song.
Your demon host, Osmodeus, the embodiment of lust. Give me a thrust.
House of Asmodeus. I did not expect this to be so high, but damn, this song is amazing. Even if it is expositional and technically 2 songs in one, or technically kind of 3, Fizz's voice is the only thing that drags it down. Ozzy's voice is so fittingly perfect. Moxie's voice in this song in the beginning, then Veronica's little intro, it all flows and fits very well. It's expositional, but it's so good at doing it. The rhymes, it almost doesn't feel like it's a Helluva Boss song. Do I even need to say anything about the performance? This episode does not work without this song. It's a perfect intro to Ozzy. We get Moxie's bit with Millie. We get Veronica going in, chiming in on her relationship with Blitz. And it's just the perfect intro song to introduce our first deadly sin. And his voice, oh my goodness. Every other voice except for Fizz's in this is amazing. Best exposition song ever. I like it. The key in the original is so good. I wish we had a full, clear version of it, and I wish more people did covers of it. I don't know why, I just really love the key and the harmonics probably. It just reminds me of a simpler time, or a simpler plan. The lyrics are a wee bit edgy, but they're supposed to be. It really fits Via's feelings, like my world is burning down around me. It's the perfect background music that I would not mind listening to. Again, I honestly did not expect it to be this high, but whatever band covered this, I want to see the full version.
I confess, it was me and I have no...
I understand why Vibsy said this was her favorite song of season 2. This song is very catchy, but Brandon doesn't really have the best voice. The lyrics are more like something I would see Stolas compose. Compared to You Will Be Okay, these lyrics actually feel like Stolas. And of course, the episode does not work without this song. 10 out of 10. I'm not the biggest fan of club music, but this song slaps. The curse words aren't jarring like they tend to be in a lot of Helluva Boss songs, and all the lyrics flow very, very well. They're also very relatable. If this were to be played on the radio, most people would have no idea that this came from Helluva Boss. It fits the scene perfectly, and it plays at the perfect time in the scene, accurately portraying Veronica's feelings about Blitzo right after she talks about them with him, and now how those feelings apply to Blitz. I guess you could cut it if you wanted to, but you'd lose a lot of impact. What puts this song this high, though, is the lyrics. They are very wonderful. Absolutely perfect. I just wish they had some better music.
Now I know exactly what you are.
All to You is like Over You, but the music's a lot better. I am a sucker for most rock music, and it's a decent length. It has amazing and relatable lyrics, but the motherfucker part kind of takes you a little bit off guard, but then you're fine for the rest of the song. Some may argue that this song can be cut and we lose nothing, but I would heavily disagree. This song accurately conveys how Stolas feels and shows us that he wonders if he's in the wrong, which is something the fandom really, really needed. This is an important song specifically for that reason. Because I'm tired of the fandom being like, oh, Stolas is literally Satan, he did all of this stuff, blah, blah, he has no regrets, blah, 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 blah. And I'm just like, have you watched this episode? Monsters Ball. Dear God, how dare this song not be longer? How dare you tease us with just 1 minute and 10 seconds of this song and just not give us any more of it? That is by far Helluva Boss's biggest sin. And this entire show is about murder. How dare this only be in the credits? That's the only thing I'm docking off points for. It is perfectly fitting for Beelzebub. Looking at these lyrics, they are perfectly timed, perfectly rhymed. Every single line of lyric just, I feel, perfectly relates to Beelzebub. And of course, as usual, the music absolutely slaps. Because I swear, these have got to be some of the most creative lyrics I have ever seen.
Buckle up, Millie. We're doing a shred.
Crashin' a Motherfucking Wedding. I have several covers of the song on my music playlist and desperately want a longer version. It's just the music, the lyrics, it's the performance, it all blends so well together. It really describes Millie's feelings and really describes how passionate she is, and it's just also a very hyped up song. Apparently, I listened to Milky Melody's cover of this song so much that the artist of Milky Melodies ended up in my top 3 artists of this year. And this is the only song that I've listened to from that artist. This was such a banger episode, and I love how it went out with such a banger song. Also, lyrics absolutely relatable, absolutely fitting Millie. Yeah, we could have done with standard Western music, but it would not be the same. You would lose so much. Originally, Crashin' a Motherfucking Wedding was number 1 on this list. But then one other song came by and took it off its throne. And that is... I Will Be Okay. This is just like You Will Be Okay, but better because there's a rock element to it. However, I don't think the melody is as good, and the beginning isn't as good. I like the space mystifying feel that you get when you're listening to You Will Be Okay. So I'd say the score for the music is about the same, but for the lyrics, these are amazing lyrics. And it is performed perfectly. The homages to You Will Be Okay, the voice has emotion, but not too much to where it affects the vocal quality, all the references, and this is one of the most impactful songs in the entire series, and ending the season on this song was a brilliant choice. Even though my personal favorite is Crashin' a Motherfucking Wedding, I Will Be Okay is an objectively better song, which shows I kind of have trash taste. Overall, Helluva Boss's songs are really great, even if they don't need to be. Every single song is either written well very musically or written well very lyrically, except for maybe Chaz Time. But everything always gets stuck in my head at some point in time. So whatever these songwriters are doing, keep it up, you guys are doing fantastic. Heck, even Chaz Time has some really funny lyrics. Vivian, I don't know where you got your songwriters from, but they should write Eurovision songs. They would make a killing just writing everyday normal songs. But until then, keep on studying.